Hey guys, today we're beating Pokemon FireRed, but you know those things called items, right? Well, we're gonna sell each and every one that we get in this run. Now, you might be thinking, what's so special about that? Well, number one, we're gonna get absolutely filthy rich. And stick around until the end to see how much money I make because it's a lot. But okay, here are the official rules. I must sell every sellable item that I receive or pick up. That means potions, revives, TMs, Pokeballs, and yes, even rare candies too. I have to sell them all. Now, you need key items to progress in the game, so those are allowed, of course. Catching Pokemon in the Safari Zone is going to be off limits because I want to stay true to not catching any Pokemon. But that should cover it, and with a rough road ahead of us, we jump right in. Starting off in Pallet Town, we grab the potion from our item storage so we can sell it, of course. Then we go get our first Pokemon, Charmander. And since we can't catch any Pokemon, it's gonna be just me and Charmander for a while. We beat our rival and then get Oak's parcel to earn ourselves a Pokédex and Pokeballs. But you know the rules, so we head to the Pokemart and sell our first items. We defeat all of the trainers in Viridian Forest before backtracking to take out our rival for the second time. And now we should be strong enough to take on Brock, which we do, earning us our first gym badge, and Charmander evolved into Charmeleon after the battle. We sell some more items, including Rock Tomb, and then we head east and fight all of the trainers because we're gonna need the experience for Misty. We can actually pick up a new Pokemon here by purchasing a Magikarp from a con artist. However, I have plans for a different water type down the road. We pick up the Helix fossil in Mount Moon and make it through without returning to a Poke Center, and then we use move tutors to teach Charmeleon Mega Punch and Mega Kick since, without TMs, our moves are limited. After arriving in Cerulean, we head to the Pokemart to sell some items, and we sell our first rare candies. And after crying for 3 days, we take out our anger on our rival and defeat his team easily before doing the same to the trainers north of Cerulean. We meet Bill and get the SS ticket, and now it's time to take on Misty, who is easily overpowered by Charmeleon, earning us our second badge. Next, we head south to Vermilion, decimating all the trainers on the way before hopping on the SS Anne and taking on our rival. After winning, Charmeleon evolves into Charizard, and we rub an old man's back before teaching Charizard Cut, since we have to in order to progress. We use Charizard to completely sweep Lieutenant Surge's team, earning us our third gym badge before heading to Rock Tunnel and navigating in the dark. I was concerned about caves before the run, but we've actually done really well. Upon arriving to Lavender Town, our Charizard is already level 42, and we're getting much closer to picking up our second member of our team. So we head west towards Celadon and beat all the trainers along the way, and as soon as I arrive in the city, I head to the game corner and spend my hard-earned money on some coins to buy an Abra. We head straight over to Erica's gym and switch train Abra on the trainers until he evolves into Kadabra. Then we challenge Erica and easily take out her team using Charizard and Kadabra. Now that we have half of the gym badges, we head into the Rocket Hideout and wipe out the entire place with Kadabra, including Giovanni, who falls in our first matchup. After cleaning up the streets, I spend a bunch of money to acquire the next member of our team, Scyther. And Scyther is really cool, so I'm really excited to use it. And use it I do as we head into the Pokemon Tower and take on our rival who still doesn't stand a chance. We save Mr. Fuji and get the Pokeflute, and then we knock out the Snorlax and head down Cycling Road towards Fuchsia City so I can finally get rid of Cut and teach Charizard Fly. After we do that, we level up Kadabra and Scyther both to level 40 on the surrounding trainers, and Scyther learns Swords Dance, which is going to help a ton. We take care of business in the Safari Zone, and then we head over to take on Koga. I accidentally start off with Scyther, but then I switch to Kadabra and sweep his whole team. Okay, 5 badges down. Let's head to Saffron. First, we stop by the fighting dojo and beat everybody up with Charizard. They give us a Hitmonlee out of fear, but although we can, I'm not going to use it unless I absolutely need it later. Next, we head into Silphco and take down our rival, but his team is starting to develop nicely, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gives me a much harder time later. But now we can pick up Lapras, the 4th and final member of our team, and I'm pretty content with how this team is shaping up. Giovanni gets beat and hands over a Master Ball, so obviously I head to the Pokemart and try and sell it, but sadly you can't. But getting back to it, it's time for Sabrina, and it's a sweep after setting up Swords Dance with Scyther, making it look easy. Now, I need Lapras to be a bit stronger for Blaine, so I level it up on the trainers south of Pallet Town, in the Pokemon Mansion, and the trainers in Blaine's gym. Unfortunately, our Lapras has an adamant nature, so it's on the weaker side, but we decide to take on Blaine anyways, and although he knocked out my Lapras, the rest of my team takes him down easily. Only one more badge to go, but before we go get it, we head to the islands with Bill, and I use this little side story to get Lapras some much needed experience. But now that we're done with that, it's time to go battle the 8th gym leader and former leader of Team Rocket, Giovanni. But unfortunately, I lost the footage up until the Pokemon League, but here's what happened. I beat Giovanni easily with Lapras. We beat our rival, but he did give us some difficulties. We made it through Victory Road without having to backtrack to heal, and I attempted the Pokemon League with our team at level 55, but let's just say it didn't go too well. So we get our team to level 60 for our next attempt. Now, I'm most concerned about getting through Lorelei, especially since we don't have any electric moves. Bruno should be easy as always, and I have Kadabra for Agatha and Lapras for Lance. I'm worried about the champion too, because his team might just overpower me. With all that said, we can't heal between battles, so not only do we have to win, we have to stay healthy, which is going to be a challenge. So, let's see how it goes. At level 60, this battle goes much better. Kadabra is able to take down Dugong and Lapras, and then heal up against Cloyster using Recover before knocking it out. Then we use Scyther and set up Swords Dance to take down Slowbro, and then we finish her off with Charizard. Kadabra loses a bit of health, but overall we're in great shape. Next is Bruno, and there's not really much to talk about here. Lapras one-shots both of his Onix, and Charizard takes down Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Machamp with Fly. And we move on without taking any damage. Up third is Agatha, and she doesn't give us any problems either. Kadabra easily sweeps her team with a combination of Psychic and Psybeam, and that's another win without taking any damage. But now it's time for Lance, and I have a feeling he won't be a pushover. We start off with Scyther and use Swords Dance 3 times so that we can one-shot his Gyarados and his strongest Pokemon Dragonite. I switch to Lapras for Aerodactyl and knock it out with a few Ice Beams, and then I outspeed and one-shot both Dragonair. But now, both Lapras and Scyther are on yellow health, so hopefully we're healthy enough for the champion, but we'll see. But now it's time. Can we beat the champion? We start off with Kadabra against Pidgeot, and we use a combination of Reflect and Recover to stay healthy, and we knock it out with our Psychic moves. Next is Arcanine, and we don't really have a good matchup since Lapras is low on health, so we send out Charizard and knock it out with 4 flamethrowers. And now he sends out Blastoise, so I switch to Lapras and use Confuse Ray and Body Slam, trying to do as much damage as possible, but our rival switches to Rhydon, which is a one-shot with Surf. Next, he sends out Executor, so I switch to Scyther and I'm able to set up a Swords Dance, and we barely survive before knocking it out. He sends out Alakazam, and I decide to use Lapras, and I'm able to get Alakazam down to yellow health before it knocks us out. We switch to Scyther and take down Alakazam with a wing attack, and now he sends out his final Pokemon, Blastoise. Now he already took some damage earlier, and Scyther does a little more before going down, but now we can switch to Kadabra and finish him off with a Psychic. And just like that, we beat the champion and enter the Hall of Fame, defeating the challenge of beating Pokemon FireRed while selling every single item we get. This was a really fun yet unique run, and the end posed many more challenges than the beginning. Now, after selling all of our items all game, we ended about halfway to max money, which is the most I've ever gotten in a playthrough. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. See you guys in the next one.